A genetic counselor is a master's level board certified healthcare professional. We meet with patients and or their family to help them understand and adapt to genetic information related to disease. So we assess and interpret family history for potential genetic disease. We provide patient education for the suspected or diagnosed hereditary syndrome, the testing process, the possible results, what those results mean for them and their family members, as well as then adapt to the information that they learn from the genetic testing, make recommendations for their care, prevention options, and identify resources or other research that may apply. And the goal is really to help patients make informed choices, informed decisions about genetic testing and how to incorporate that information into their healthcare management.
What is genetic counseling? Genetic counseling is a unique career that combines expertise in genetics with the ability to clearly and compassionately discuss genetic health issues with patients. Genetic counselors help explain everything to do with genetics, from how a genetic condition can be passed down through families, to what kinds of health issues a person with a genetic condition can face, to what is involved in genetic testing and what those test results can mean. A patient may be referred to a genetic counselor for many reasons. We'll go over some examples in a moment. But first, let's review some genetics. Don't worry, we'll keep it simple. Almost every cell in our body contains our DNA. DNA is the blueprint that tells our cells how to function and make us who we are. Our DNA is tightly wound into packages called chromosomes. Each cell has the same 23 pairs of chromosomes, or 46 in all. We inherit one set of chromosomes from our mom and the other set from our dad. This is why we tend to share about half of our personal characteristics with mom and about half with dad.
In biology, there's something called a karyotype that is often used to help diagnose issues with somebody's chromosomes. What is a karyotype? Well, basically what they do is they get a cell from somebody and they let it undergo cell division. And right as it's starting to do cell division and it's tightened up all of its chromosomes, they stop the cell from progressing, and then they pull out those chromosomes and they take pictures of them, and then somebody has to sit there and pair them up. Luckily, nowadays a lot of that is being done by computer, but still it can be kind of laborious. If we take a quick look over here, you can kind of see how that looks. Here we see a nucleus, and what they've done is they've used various stains and colors to help spot different parts of the different chromosomes. And now this is what the chromosomes would look like. Somebody had to sit there and pair them up and arrange them. The yellow stains have stuck to chromosome number 1, red to number 2, and so on and so forth. The chromosomes here are arranged and named in order of their size.
We number our chromosomes 1 through 22 with 2 copies of chromosome 1, 2 copies of chromosome 2, and so on. You can think of this as a type of backup system. If for some reason one copy isn't working, we can often fall back on the other. However, for certain genes, if even one copy isn't working, an individual can still have a genetic condition. You might be wondering, what about the 23rd pair of chromosomes? This pair is a little different from the rest. These chromosomes are known as sex chromosomes because they determine whether we are biologically female or biologically male. In general, women possess a pair of X chromosomes, while men have one X and one Y chromosome. The Y chromosome has its own unique set of instructions that tells the body to develop as a male.
Size. You can see that these two match each other. Again, they're called homologous chromosomes. They carry similar traits. This one may be from mommy, that one from daddy, both carrying your mom and dad's versions of, say, the gene that determines whether or not you can roll your tongue or the shape of your earlobe. Down here is the X chromosome, and you can see this person has 2 X chromosomes, which tells you, yeah, they're female. What would it look like if they're male? Well, you'd have the same pattern of the autosomes, but down here you can see that the X and Y chromosome look significantly different, with the Y chromosome being much, much smaller than the X chromosome. It carries out far fewer genes. Last, this gives you a view of another karyotype, and everything looks the same. Down here they said this or that. Generally you don't get a choice, no little check-off boxes. What's significant here is you can see this person, rather than having pairs of chromosome number 21, this person has 3 copies of it. That is called a trisomy chromosome abnormality. So this is trisomy 21. You may have heard of this syndrome before. It's otherwise known as Down syndrome. This is caused by problems during meiosis when the chromosomes, the homologous chromosomes, are supposed to separate, but unfortunately something goes wrong and they either stay together or one side doesn't get one. And that can cause major problems with the development of that child.
Okay, now let's get to some reasons why you might visit a genetic counselor. Your doctor might refer you to genetic counseling if you exhibit symptoms of a genetic condition. These signs can include a heart condition, extra fingers or toes, webbed fingers or toes, weight loss, weight gain, intellectual disability, birth defects, or any number of symptoms. It's important to remember that most genetic conditions are associated with more than one of these features, so one symptom alone may not be reason enough for suspicion. Some other reasons a doctor might refer you to genetic counseling are: you have a family history of a genetic condition. For example, a sister with Marfan syndrome, a condition where the individual is very tall and is in danger of heart problems, a grandfather with cystic fibrosis, a condition involving problems with the lungs, or an aunt with Down syndrome. You also may be referred to genetic counseling if you have multiple family members with cancer, someone in your family who developed cancer before the age of 50, you have a genetic condition and want to find out if you will pass it on to your children, or you are planning on having children and want to see if you carry any risk factors for a genetic condition. As you can see, there are many reasons someone might be referred to a genetic counselor. In all of these cases, understanding of genetics is important in reviewing your familial risk for genetic conditions and predispositions. It's important to remember that many people with genetic conditions can live perfectly healthy, normal lives with proper medical care. Genetic counselors are an important component of making people with genetic conditions feel supported, accepted, and cared for.